What are we gonna do tonight, O.C.G?
Well, the same thing we try to do every night, Bertrum. Take over YouTube.
Let's keep this review as brief as flash in the sack. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, and this is my review for DC Universe Online on the PlayStation 5. So, dear viewer, if you don't mind, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like this video. Now, apologies in advance, dear viewers, I appear to have an incredibly sore throat this week. So, DC Universe Online originally released all the way back in 2011. A year I remember fondly as the year I asked Harley Quinn to scratch my back and was then thrown out of a window. So what the hell is DC Universe Online? I'm so glad you asked, dear viewer. This is one of those bloody annoying MMO online game things in which you create your own superhero and then take them out into the world to stop Brainiac, or some such bollocks. Now you can create a whole myriad of superheroes. You can create a male, a female, someone with the powers of Batman, someone with the powers of Superman, someone with the powers of the Flash, someone with the powers of Wonder Woman, someone with the powers of fucking Aquaman. I think you get the point. So you go out into Gotham City or Metropolis and you complete little missions on behalf of either the Justice League or the villains. Oh, that's right, dear viewer, you can choose to be a goodie or a baddie in this game. So, for example, if you choose to be a goodie, you'll be mentored by either Batman, Superman, or Wonder Woman. And if you choose to be a bad guy or gal, you'll be mentored by the Joker or Lex Luthor or some other asshole who I can't remember just now. So let's get down to nitty-gritty gameplay. Now, like I said, you design your own superhero, you go out into the city, you take on missions, you beat up enemies, and you do that using a whole host of powers. So, for example, you might use a bow and arrow, you might use a pair of pistols, you might use your fists, you might be able to fly, you might be able to scale up the side of buildings. This is all dependent on the powers that you choose at the beginning of the game. But fundamentally, you'll be doing the same old nonsense as everyone else, beating the shit out of enemies. Now, the game is divided up into kind of episode things where basically some supervillain or superhero will be up to something. You have to go and get into a whole host of random fights and rescue civilians and all that nonsense. Then you'll no doubt have a boss fight against said supervillain or superhero. Then you'll get a very nice comic book cutscene, and you'll go back and repeat the same thing over and over and over again. And in the base game, you'll get to level 30, which is the maximum level. You'll do a final mission, which will be different depending on if you're a hero or a villain. You'll fight a final boss, which will be different depending on who you're being mentored by, and again, if you're a hero or a villain. And then the base game will come to an end. But of course, this being an MMO, they don't expect you to just put the controller down and stop there. Oh no. There's DLC you can buy. There's additional episodes you can play. There's cosmetics you can earn and or buy. And all of that garbage is here in the PlayStation 5 version. So if you enjoy DC Universe Online on the PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4 or Xbox One or Nintendo Switch, then you probably enjoy it here. If you didn't enjoy it, then you're still not going to enjoy it now, because this is pretty much the exact same game that released in 2011. So it's about as attractive as Mickey Rooney. I'm talking about modern day Mickey Rooney, not Mickey Rooney in the 1980s, in which he was a certified hunk. The frame rate is also absolutely appalling. Sometimes the sound doesn't even bloody work. The voice acting's very good. We have the likes of Kevin Conroy here. Rest in peace, you beautiful bastard. And Mark Hamill. Hamill? I think I said that wrong. Mark Hamill. But overall, MMOs do absolutely nothing for me. They are far too grindy, they are far too boring, and frankly, I don't have any friends, so I have to try and solo the whole thing. And that is about as enjoyable as scratching your ballsack with a cheese grater. Therefore, I declare that DC Universe Online on the PlayStation 5 is the same old shit that it was on the PlayStation 3 13 years ago. So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my totally not improvised review for DC Universe Online. If you enjoyed this little review of mine, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, well then, feel free to give me a thumbs down. But please remember the single most important thing I always tell you, dear viewer, and that is to always stay obsessed with gaming.
Are you still here? Oh. You must have really enjoyed this video then. In that case, you had better subscribe to the channel and check out our other content. Otherwise, you're a booby pants, and no one wants to be a booby pants.